So we're in Clovis, California. We just finished installing a Kohler kitchen faucet, and see if I can find you the model number here. It is the Malico, and I don't really see the model number. This could be it here, but that's the barcode there. Anyway, so this was purchased by the homeowner, and we installed it. So what we've got down here is it's a touchless faucet, so it's got a sensor on the underside of the high arc spout. The only thing we touch back here is the water supply lines. We had to shut them off, so you got the hot, and then over here you've got the cold right in there. And when we shut them down, they started leaking a little bit because they're old, and so we just tightened up the packing nut. So right now these guys, these supply these shutoff valves, as you can maybe see, hopefully. So I get you a picture real quick. Right there. So that's where they leak out right there. And you've had some leaking, as you can see the green and white scale. That's from water dripping out of there. So that nut right there, we tightened down, it stops leaking. So you can see that's dry. And then of course over here, this is dry as well. So you can see that. And so that's not our work. We don't warrant that. If that does leak, that's not part of our installation. Those are your valves. As a point of courtesy while we're out here, since they were dripping, we tightened them down so there's no more dripping there. And then of course we connected the faucet supply lines, the hot and the cold, and they're integrated into the faucet. So right here on the hot side, you can see, let's see, right there, cord's in the way. Let me get the cord out of the way. There you go. And so that's the point of connection there. You want to keep an eye. You want to keep an eye on this right there. Just monitor it. Don't just walk away and think everything's okay. We do a pretty good job, but you need to monitor for any kind of just a hint of water, weeping, dripping, spraying, anything like that. So that's the point of connection. That is not our supply line. That's integrated into the faucet. Same thing on the cold side. Probably a little harder to get a picture of this one. Let's see if we can get you a good picture. But you can see, sorry about all the shaking, I'm trying to one-hand it back in here. That's the cold side. So same thing, just monitor that, make sure you don't get any water in there. And then up inside, you've got a nice little clip that attaches. You can see the assembly. Let's get you a light up there. You can see the assembly up in there, comes through. And you've got the brass connector, copper to brass that goes over to the supply line. And same thing on the back side. You can see there's copper that goes down to a clip, and then it goes through this assembly down to another clip, and those are the blue clips are at. That's what clips everything in place. And then the hose swings down, and then you got the weight right there to help retract the spray head as it goes in and out of there. So a couple clips here. One, that's the wire sensor over to here to the battery backup. And so this thing just comes off the wall. We didn't mount it tight because when you want to change the batteries, you don't want to get down here and do it. So all you need to do with this guy is just lift it off the wall and pull it out here where it's workable. Replace the batteries, put it back in there. They do have an upgrade kit from Kohler that allows you to plug this in, and then it has a little adapter that hooks up right here, and then you plug it into the wall and it runs on 110 instead of changing batteries. So that's totally up to you. So that's underneath the sink. Up here's the faucet, and had a nice mounting system, a large nut. You might have been able to see it when I had this camera up in there, but you can see this is what I like to see in mounting: a large stem coming through, brass, large nut with two stainless steel retaining screws on each side. So you tighten it down almost within a quarter of an inch of that steel washer, stainless steel washer, and then the set screws, you tighten them down, and it snugs up the faucet real nice. So we like that mounting system, and it's specific to Kohler. I think Moen makes it too, probably most of the major manufacturers. Anyways, so here's the faucet up here, and high arc spout, pull down sprayer, and as you can see, when you pull down, you've got some conflict, and I'll show you why in a minute. You've got this weight right back there, and the back of your cabinet's cut out, and it's hitting right there. There's not much. Let me see if there's anything I can do about that. This hose is a little bit in the way. I could take it off and move it around to the front just to keep it from going back there. But the main thing is when you go to pull up, this weight is hitting the back of that cabinet. So I'll see if I can adjust it, and get it to at least pass through. But because they cut the back of the cabinet out, there's not much I can do about that. But I'll try and get it to where it at least operates functionally for you before I go. But anyway, so that pulls out and retracts back in. It is on right now. It's a warm setting. Hot is back, cold is forward. Then in the middle, that's warm water. And the sensor's underneath right here, so if you just put your hand underneath, water comes on. So good flow, no leaking up here, everything looks good. And that just pops. It's got a hard dock here that just kind of clicks back into place. And like I say, I'll try and work on that weight and see if we can get it to pull out of to get the hose assembly to pull out of there a little better. Outside of that, this installation is done.